Need to decide when you deserve.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I said
Okay,
no.
yeah.
It's Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, 12:15. This is Town of Brookhaven Industrial Development Agency meeting. First order of business, excuse me. Following board members are present: Mr. Callahan, Mr. Pally, Mr. Rose, Ms. Scheit, Mr. Trotter, Mr. Braun, and via Zoom, Mr. Grucci. The quorum is present. First order of business to adopt our minutes of our meeting of October 22nd, 2025. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Any questions, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Lori, let me turn it over to you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, earlier today, we had a meeting with the finance committee. And we reviewed our engagement letter from PKF, our external auditors. The fee was reasonable, but it was slightly higher than we had projected in our resolution. So the audit committee reviewed it and approved the new amount. It was projected at 25. It came in at 26. So I'm presenting that to you, and also that you need to update the resolution for the change in the audit fee amount. That would be for the 12/31/25 audit, which they most likely are coming in either next week or the following week to start interim test work. And
Okay, I have a motion for the new number, 26,000.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Well.
Okay. I'm gonna take some steps out of it.
I think I just saw
Right.
Peter.
Don't worry, when you get
He may have, I think he went left, maybe.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a couple of things out of order, but the first item for us to discuss is integrated structures. They are purchasing, just to remind everybody, we have a project with them, and now they are purchasing 17 Old Dock Road. You want to tell the board a little bit about your project? Okay, if you would just stand up, if you can see yourself, then maybe come right over here, and I'll just reach out to you.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dan Dornfeld. I'm an attorney with Forcelli Deegan Carana. As you know, we're here for integrated structures. Integrated structures fabricates structural steel parts for public work projects, it's train stations and bridges. And as the IDA heard last time, they've done projects at JFK Airport, LaGuardia, the Astoria train station, Long Island Railroad Station at Murray Hill, the Fort Keith Hotel, Central Park Boathouse, and a lot more. I'm here with Sharon Clemens, who is the CFO of the company. This is a real positive request to have, because as you might recall, in 2021, I was in front of you when we closed on their acquisition of 4 Pinehurst Drive in Bellport, which is 20,000 square feet. A couple years later, we asked for the right to extend their project. They added another 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. Presently, they hire an average of 62 full-time employees at an annual salary of 80,000 square feet. So it's significant. It's high-tech job, even though sometimes we think about, steel work not being, but they're cutting-edge technology. And the IDA has been hand in hand with my client the whole time, to the extent at this point that they've outgrown their space at Pinehurst Drive. So they're looking to purchase 19,000 square feet at 17 Old Dock Road in Yaphank. Currently that's vacant. Nothing's going on there. There's no jobs there. The expansion would allow the company to continue to grow, take on more and larger projects. And they are projecting to hire at least another 11 additional employees within 2 years of completing the project at a salary of full benefits of around $124,000 on average. So it's 19,000 square feet. They'll use this facility for manufacturing and painting fabricated structural steel parts. Their purchase price is $4.8 million. They're planning on putting another $1.5 million for renovations to the building. And they're planning on investing in machinery and equipment of around $2 million. So it's a significant investment on the client's part. But as everybody knows, it's very expensive to do that business here. So we're asking for the IDA's assistance. The equipment they're going to be buying is project machinery equipment, blast line, plasma drill, and an overhead crane. I know what an overhead crane is. I don't know what the other stuff is, but I think it's a substantial investment. So they're continuing, to grow. Most of the project will be paid for with a mortgage, and, my client's putting a significant amount of their own funds, to complete that. So we're asking for a 10-year pilot, mortgage exception, mortgage tax exemption, and sales tax abatement.
Anybody?
I remember the application, was it back to this one?
Hanover Bank?
Yep.
What are they doing with the existing building?
They're gonna keep,
Oh, they're gonna keep that one as well?
yeah, this isn't replacing it, it's just so they can grow more.
Okay. Two buildings.
So-
So what's the total number of additional jobs?
11 additional jobs.
That actually gets up a question that I have about that. So 62 employees will be at the Pinehurst
Pinehurst.
facility, and there'll be 11 at the.
Correct.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes the job numbers, I gave you the average, sometimes it can go up and, based on a specific project that they're doing, or down, but on average, they've had 62.
And I assume because of this, as a result of this, or because of this, they have a substantial number of projects in the pipeline going forward.
That's correct. And again, Mr. Clement is here, as CFO of the company, who can give you a little more color on that.
Yeah, and we have just, it's gonna bring that so.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, no, we have, several projects going on. We have a few more that are coming up, so, you know, this is really gonna help us to, you know, expand our current operation. We have huge steel structures, and we're actually just running out of room in our current location, so, this would be a great help, and we really appreciate, the IDA considering this for us.
Yeah, I guess you have to keep in mind that the nature of their industry is they're not making widgets. They're making really big structures, so they need a lot of space,
Sure.
to house those.
So they need big projects to make big things, basically is the point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the MTA doesn't seem to run out of those, it seems, though, so.
You know, I was on the MTA board for 14 years. I know we keep churning them out over and over again. I'm hopeful you can get a significant number of those. It'll be very good.
How long does it take you to get the new building, you know, up and running?
So we're expecting probably by the end of next year, they'll finish with the renovations. And probably by the end of the following year, they'll have it all, you know, the equipment and all that stuff. There's a significant lead time for some of this equipment.
You don't just buy it off the shelf?
Now, these are huge overhead cranes.
Other questions?
I'm good.
I think it's an empty building we're
Need a
gonna
motion to
take.
accept the application?
So move.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? All set.
Great.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good luck. Vacant building. It's gonna be in a vacant building now.
I was thinking of moving over.
So that's what I'm saying, that's why
Encouraging.
I didn't want to have another vacant to move to this one, but
I love this.
that's, is that one of our areas where we want to have?
Yeah.
Uh,
Thinking.
Okay. Since Pete- Peter-
my old client's building right there.
Since Peter's here, should we move to go back in order? We have an application from Ron Cub Nova, it's phase 2C.
Sure. First of all, I want to congratulate the board on getting through the minutes and the CFO's report, so.
We knew you were coming, Peter.
We've done and had to sit, I did.
You-
hold music.
It's like 30 seconds.
It was bad. No, it was like 3 minutes.
Good morning, Peter Curry, Barrel Fritz, 400 RXR Plaza in Uniondale, New York. Good morning to the chairman, members of the board, executive director of the staff of the IDA. I'm here on behalf of phase 2C of the Ron Club Station Yards development. The board will recall this was originally approved, or the master plan for all of this development was approved in September 2012. And this phase is the fourth phase, and that the project is undergoing. If you recall, the original phase was the Alston, that was 489 multifamily rental units. Phase 2A, 4, which is 388 multifamily units, 67,000 square feet of retail, which is pretty much all all used up at this stage of the game. I think they've already gone through a tenant or two and on their second tenants in the same space. 16,000 square feet of office where TriTech Development has relocated and it's now operating out of this complex. Phase 2B, 175 rental units and 1,400 square feet of retail. That's under construction now and proceeding very well. When do you think you'll close on that? Or operate? Okay. At this time, I'd like to actually introduce Megan Cogley-Treat and Jimmy Coughlin, who can give you a little bit more their personal viewpoints about construction and how it's proceeded. If you want to come up and have anything to say. Sure.
No question.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So to summarize what Peter just laid out, we're approximately halfway through our master development density as of right now. This next phase is 285 multifamily units, and then we had always envisioned the ground floor of Railroad Avenue on both sides being a commercial corridor, so a mix of retail and office. So this next phase has 30,000 square feet of office, hopefully medical office along the ground floor. We're in close to final negotiations with a large healthcare provider for that space, which a lot of good jobs there. That's the hope. And then the 285 units will be similar to those produced elsewhere in the project so far. Leased up very well. I think our average occupancy right now across the close to 1,000 units we've already built is about 97%. So that it'll be about a 2.5 year construction project. Hopefully break ground in spring of this year and deliver the first buildings in late 27 and then fully delivered through 28 all the buildings in the project.
I've lost track. Is this the last phase or just one after this?
There are two after. Two. There are two after this. There's one. So this is.
Fred, you're not getting rid of them that quick.
Yeah.
For those who you're all familiar with it, with the project. There. Oh, sure.
Yeah, that would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, Megan brought some as well.
I know this is a little small. I have a couple of copies.
We envision.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
That's great.
There you go.
You give us something, we never lose it.
We could put our fingers on it too.
So as a refresher, the all single 489 units, the first phase was complete over here in the eastern end of the project. Phase 2A is right here. It's complete up and operating now. Phase 2B is here. That's under construction. This is the MTA garage right here. That's directly across from the train station. Phase 2C will exist between the MTA garage, or I'm sorry, this right here is the MTA garage. Phase 2C will exist between the MTA garage and Carroll Avenue and will be bound by Railroad Avenue to the south and to the north. So in here we'll have 285 units of residential with 30,000 square feet of ground floor commercial space along Railroad. And then to your question, there are two remaining phases within 53 acres. There's this phase here, which will likely be called phase 2D. And then there's Railroad Avenue, between Railroad Avenue and the train tracks. This land is owned by the MTA. It is within our master development, so we're having conversations with them about hopefully, working on that probably is the last phase.
That's what I was gonna ask about the land south of Railroad Avenue, which has always been a red herring in this context because, well, it's owned by the MTA, they've never done anything on it. And took it out of the original station redevelopment plan where it was supposed to be developed with offices and everything. And of course, that never happened. I'm hopeful at some point you guys can make it happen because it just looked like it's in the middle of your project, in the middle of nowhere doing nothing, for lack of a better term.
That's the goal. We met with, they have a new head of TOD there that's been very active since she took the position. They've issued several RFPs in Nassau County and in Westchester for transit-oriented developments around the train station. So they have much more of an appetite now to develop on their properties. There's some nuances around, our master development zoning being applied to their land because they typically don't apply with local zoning. So we're trying to work through all of that with them, but we're in conversations. And realistically, it will be the last phase, just given their timelines that we would build, but they seem open and receptive to us doing something.
Good, thank you.
MTA opened, But 5 years from now, will actually happen.
That's quick.
Yeah, an optimist, Peter.
But it does, but I mean, it does complete the project, because people who, other than us, have no clue who owns what. And it just looks like it's part of your plan without being part of your plan.
Absolutely, and as I said earlier, looking down Railroad Avenue, having that commercial activity and buildings on both sides of the street.
Right.
And then parking wise right now, the drop off there is hectic because there's no real spot to pull over.
Right.
So
Yep.
If we develop that lane, we would build in a bigger park and ride and just try to make it all flow a lot more. seamlessly.
Okay, thanks.
So this is 2 buildings that are residential only and then 1 mixed use building. It's over 3 buildings in this part of the project. Cost is approximately $173 million at this stage of the game. We are not seeking any mortgage tax abatement. We're seeking approximately $6 million in sales tax abatements and then a 25-year pilot. This is all part of the master plan, basically apportioning out what was previously approved in the master plan. So this is not a new request. It's just letting you know how much is being applied to this phase of the project. We believe that secret is complete on this and every other part of this project. And really we're just, this stage of the game, notifying the agency as to this part of the project and seeking, I don't think we need to have a public hearing or anything. I will now look to Barry.
Oh, no, I consistent with our initial approval, as long as we are comfortable that we're within the bounds of the initial, public hearing and authorizing for the master development, we should be fine.
I have a question, if I may. The acquisition of all the out parcels that you were once were looking to acquire, has that all been completed, and are you now done with acquiring properties?
We acquire them phase by phase. So we're going to have acquired all of the properties within phase 2C by March is the outside date on the latest contract that we have. And then the properties that are in the future phases I mentioned, phase 2D, we haven't acquired those yet. We've approached all the existing property owners and tried to give them timelines of when we would realistically be ready to.
I think you were having trouble with, was it the subway over there and?
Or the barber.
Phase 2B.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's what maybe Felix is referring to.
I thought it was the
That
barber.
and
Oh,
the bus company.
Yes, so that was all in phase 2B, which is currently under construction. The barber shop we negotiated with for a long time. Frankly, we paid him a good value, a very good value. But he's a nice guy running an honest business, and he was able to relocate down the street. The subway was owned by a property owner out of state, but we acquired that property. That's the only property we've acquired through eminent domain. The bus yard, we were able to negotiate with the family's estate, and we purchased that at above appraised value. So we acquired 28 different property owners in private negotiations throughout the master development so far. We've had 1 condemnation as well.
Okay. All right.
So it's all complete
That's
then.
all.
I mean, it will be complete once that condemnation.
But for this phase.
For
Yeah,
this thing,
No, that's
yeah.
what I'm referring to. Yep.
Future phases, we've not yet.
Yeah,
acquired.
understood. Hopefully it's a easier, not as challenging.
Yeah, most of the property owners we've been in communication with for a long time now, and most of them are, willing sellers. Over short timelines.
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Need a motion to accept the application?
Motion?
Second. Thanks, John. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you
Good
all.
luck, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, thank you.
I got a own. Yeah, that's fine. That's all in our existing site plan.
These are just renderings of these that draft form, but. Thank you.
Yes.
Greg.
Okay, Greg.
Greg.
That's, that goes back. And I went there, I took pictures when I dropped my son off for, it looked like,
Okay, the next
Yeah,
item
that's
on
right.
the agenda is Shoreham Solar Commons.
Like it's.
Oh, it's here.
Okay, so for this project, basically, we are doing, it's kind of got three components to it. The first piece is that we're gonna accept the application. But we also have a resolution to consider, so we're gonna accept the application. Which is for changing the upstream ownership of the Shoreham Solar Commons project. And then also in the resolution is,
Yeah,
a request to replace the existing Duke Energy guarantee with a guarantee from Deriva, and also to release Duke Energy.
we have anything in our packet of that? Okay,
It would be 4C.
It's under.
it's under,
yes,
You see it?
Shoreham Solar Commons LLC.
you know what it is? I was looking under 5 and
Well, because there's a resolution.
I know, that's why I was confused. Just so you know, I was paying attention, but I was on the wrong number.
You want me to do
You know that number system we did?
I wonder where that came from. Okay, so, and then also release Duke Energy, and the last piece of it is, eventually, there's a request to replace Deriva's guarantee with a guarantee from Clearwater Energy Operating LLC. Howard is representing us on this project. Does anybody have any questions?
So it's just changing over the ownership basically, and
Upstream and the guarantees?
correct, the guarantee, those are the two things. This is the project that went on the golf course,
Yes,
been there for a bit.
Yes.
the solar installation.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions?
If not, motion to accept the application.
And the resolution, or you want to do them separate?
Do accept.
Okay.
Thank you.
The second on the application,
Second,
all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, and on the resolution, a motion?
so
So-
moved. Sorry, Felix.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
That
Aye.
carries as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lori already took care of the organizational resolution. I'm gonna take a couple of things out of order. So at the last meeting, you guys sort of voted to surplus some items, but we never got a second. So just to make it above board, can we have a resolution?
Oh,
The second now.
Be specific, we'll call it furniture and fixtures.
furniture and fixtures.
Statute of limitations hasn't run out on it.
Somebody second it, maybe, and I was like, ah, let's just leave it again.
Let's try it again.
Can we have a motion?
Motion.
So moved.
And I-
Second,
John
second.
Oh, we got a lot of seconds.
Should I abstain because I wasn't at the first meeting, or is that okay?
This is a new resolution.
Okay, then good, okay. Just want to make sure.
Now we just have to find a taker.
Uh,
We said went to one organization who's in a bit of chaos, and they said we can't even deal with that right now.
Yeah.
Even though we're school
Do
district.
you have a list of what's available?
It's the tables, we have some very old iPads that I don't know if anybody's even.
No, I'll try a couple.
Do anything with, but
Mhm.
once it's official, I was gonna reach out to a few more school districts and a couple of not-for-profits.
Not-for-profit.
Yeah, I was gonna hit a couple not-for-profits.
Yeah, if you find somebody who's interested,
So it's tables and iPads.
yeah, the folding
Chairs?
tables,
Just tables.
just tables. Like the folding tables, I think we used to have here. Yeah.
Oh, the old crappy ones.
So we had to put table
Yeah,
cloths
Yeah,
on them.
yes, yeah,
Is that a legal term anyway?
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Well,
I consulted a real estate attorney.
Yeah.
So in keeping things out of order, I'm gonna skip ahead right now to the rail realty letter.
Yes. Well, some of the Cheetos might be here, but happy to,
Do you wanna wait? What do you wanna do?
but I can wait a couple of minutes, but they did
Okay.
something here around 12:45.
Okay, so then that's fine. So now going back out of order. I got a request this morning to sponsor the Vision Long Island Smart Growth Summit. It's Friday, December fifth, from 8 to 4. Is anybody interested in going, sponsoring? Yeah, you don't have to go for the full 8 to 4.
I'll be there under Discover, so you like
Okay.
it. Because we are a sponsor.
And I will go.
Okay, should we do a sponsor?
We've done that in the past.
Yeah,
haven't
we
we?
have.
Last year,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would recommend the $3,000 sponsorship.
Sounds good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Does anybody want to participate other than Fred?
What is that?
December
December
fifth, it's
5th,
Friday.
Rest on.
Be here.
All right, if anybody decides that they want to go, just let me know. And I'm going to, speak on the IDA panel.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, so then, should we go into executive session? Because I think that's all we have.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we have a motion to go into executive session to discuss,
Personnel.
personnel matters?
So moved.
Second.
Anne Marie
We
second.
can state it.
I'm not.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Motion?
Second.
No business was taken in executive session. Okay, so, the next item on the agenda is a, resolution to hire an administrative assistant.
Motion?
So moved. Second.
Any
Got
questions?
a lot of seconds on that.
Yeah, yeah.
All those in
We're
favor?
still paying attention, just so you know.
Yeah.
Save
Opposed?
it for next meeting.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is, a resolution to, hire Camoin to do an addendum to our housing study.
So move.
Second. What number?
Second.
Seven down.
Was there a second?
Second.
Second.
There's three of them.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries as well.
Okay, so the last item is, Rail Realty. Do you want to ask them to come in? Hi.
Hello, Chris.
So,
Take a nap.
yeah, sorry.
No, we walked.
Good use of your time. So, you wanna, why don't you talk?
Sure. As the board will recall, I brought an application from Rail Realty, before the board last month. And the board at that time requested additional information with regard to rents that would be charged and essentially the criteria for, the residents of the affordable units. Which in this building will be primarily one-bedroom units, because that's primarily what we have in this property. And I wrote a letter to Lisa and indicated,
Included in your packets.
put it in your packets. And you also recall that the request that we made would be that the units could be rented to persons of 100 or families of 100% AMI rather than 80, which is the board's typical requirement for supportive units. And we indicated to the board that the reason for that is that they couldn't find any persons to rent the units at 80% AMI. That there was an original list when they opened up the building and other buildings that had IDA projects on. And once the original list is exhausted, you don't get any new people at 80% AMI. So it ends up being a problem, leasing the units. In our letter, we indicated what the incomes would be for persons of 100% AMI for studios, one bedrooms and twos, and indicated, and at 100% AMI, then if we took the 30% of that, which between rent and utilities is what Long Island Housing Partnership and GDC and other types of not-for-profits would try to lease these out. We came up with, for a studio, it would be $34,650. One bedroom, $37,050, and two bedrooms, $44,550. That would be inclusive of rent and utilities. So the application that we made for the board is that you accept 100% AMI for the affordable units. And in addition, grant the economic assistance sought with regard to an extension of the pilot.
Is it open for questions?
Yes, it is.
Peter, my respect for you as a lawyer is boundless, not so much as a real estate agent. Uh, And if your clients would accept CDLI as a reliable source, we have our building near the railroad station in Port Jefferson is 100% leased up. We had difficulty finding tenants at 80% of AMI, but we found them. And if you would publicly acknowledge here that we do not rent to homeless people, by definition, if we rent to homeless people, they are no longer homeless, nor do we invite them to hang around outside our building. We would provide our expertise in helping you find more tenants at 80% of AMI.
I think, and I'll let you.
Because we have been successful in filling all of our units that require 80% AMI with people at that income level.
I think the issue is not so much the rent as finding the people.
Yes, that's why I'm offering to help.
Well, we would appreciate that help, and we do have another suggestion. And that is that we would charge rents, which would be akin to 80% AMI, but open it up to individuals up to 100% AMI so we can make sure that the units get built.
Are you willing to work harder to find people at 80% of AMI with our help?
Well,
Because I will not support what you are asking for. Because I believe, on the basis of experience, that tenants at 80% of AMI can be found.
Well, I'll speak to the client. Their experience is different. I'll
Mhm.
let you know that usually.
I acknowledge
I
that.
think are the resources that are
Mhm.
typically used in order to find affordable units.
Mhm.
So, the question is,
If you don't mind, if I just speak briefly. Hi, Rob Gito. Thank you for having us and listening to our application here again. Yeah, the issue, and I brought Lisa Schechter, who works for me and handles our residential leasing. For the last project, which you guys thankfully worked out a pilot program with us, which was one north in Port Jefferson. We had 6 or 7 units at 80% AMI. And like you said, took a very long time, much longer to lease those units. We went through the entire list through Long Island Housing Partnership, the entire list of people that signed up to be vetted for potential residency there. Went through the entire list, which took a very long time, took much longer to do that, to rent those units than it did the market rate units. We eventually did, yes, like you said, we were able to finally find people. We finished up the list. After that, we were gonna have to reopen up all the marketing efforts. So kind of what we were saying here, which Peter alluded to, is, we were asking, we're fine to try to keep those rents at the 80% AMI number level, but open it up. And we could focus first on finding people at 8% AMI, but that list gets eaten up and there's 0 people left, to have the ability to go to a list of people that meet the 100% AMI compliance. So we want to get people housed right away, as soon as possible. We don't want to see them sitting vacant. So that's all we're asking. So we're not trying to push back on any of the rents or anything, just looking for more flexibility on a greater pool of people to offer these units to. I appreciate your offer for assistance. Thank you.
Well, these are 1-year leases for the
1-year
most part?
leases. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, no.
because they have to get financial compliance with Long Island Housing or CDCLI each year, to make sure they're not
Mhm.
making more money than they were and things like that. So, yeah. But even our market rate units are always.
And Lisa, could you, since I was not at last month's meeting, and I apologize, could you explain to me what they are requesting in return from the agency?
The request is for an extension of the pilot benefits. So that's,
For how long?
to be determined.
And then we had one other, we were also, Peter outlined in the application, looking to do some substantial
capital improvements to the property as well, you know, if we were able to get an extension. So significant capital improvements to happen basically right away. And then we would also build in, currently the building's 74 units, 100% market rate. And we would build in, you know, 20%. I guess that's units turnover. You figure that out if you have that. You build in 20%. Bonus.
Affordable work.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the 80%. At the 80% rent. The 80% rent regardless of the income, there would be an income restriction, but that may be, you're asking that to be more flexible, but the rent would still be at the 80% number. Is that, I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the income level would be 100%,
Right. Or if,
up to,
in the event that we
Up to
use up the
100%.
list of
Right.
people that sign up for 80%.
Right, correct. Yes.
and the extension of the benefits at what level?
That was Cedar described.
Well, we're looking for a 10-year extension of the pilot and the
So
sales.
the pilot is land only at this point,
9 years right now.
9 years, so another
Yeah.
10 years at land only.
No,
No, not land only.
no,
Yeah. To be determined.
it's a silly question, but you're converting like 15 units to affordable workforce. What happens to the people that are in those units now?
Yeah, that's what, I mean, we generally have turnover, say 20%, whatever it is each year. So as units turn over, well, I'm not looking to kick people out that are tenants. We have a lot of medical students, that are in our buildings. Every 3 to 4 years, we're getting quite a bit of turnover. And professors, visiting professors. So there's always some turnover. It's never guaranteed, but yeah, I'd hate to not offer somebody to release, you know, their apartment if they were interested, but as units come up that meet the compliance, whether it's all 1 bedrooms, we only have 3 studios there. And I think 6 or 7 2-bedrooms. So the majority of the building's 1 bedroom, but as they come up,
So we weren't gonna say that the idea is making you leave.
I would need a letter from.
Definitely not. Definitely
So
not.
we're talking about 15 units, is that correct?
Total of 20%, so we have 74 units.
15.
Yeah.
15. Do any of the people who you have living there now meet the 100% requirement from an income level? The 80% requirement level, but are paying more in rent? I don't know for sure. I'm sure we do, because like I said, we have quite a few medical
So that's
students.
why, when you said that, that's what I assumed.
They don't have it, but their parents might be paying
Right.
for it, co-signers, we have all different scenarios like that. So I would say yes, I don't know what that number is.
But at market rate, we wouldn't have asked that question before. would we?
No,
No, that's the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
so with these, since
That's
we,
the point.
like I said, we're dealing with a lot of medical students, just to let you know what,
Yeah.
you know, we, a lot of times we'll have their parents sign on, but we're not getting pay stubs or anything from them. So we're
Right.
looking for good credit,
Right.
getting letters from their program to know how long they're in the program for. So we're just trying to get more background on them than seeing how much they're making.
Right.
Because we know that all that kind of money is just,
Right.
or any.
But there may be some who already meet the criteria.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, probably a lot do since they don't have jobs, right? They're in their
Yeah.
school. Right. Okay.
Another question, John, Frank,
No, I think you answered it.
Anne Marie?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Thank
I
you.
don't think we're prepared to vote today. We're gonna do a little bit more work, make a little third-party study.
Well,
And we do have, fortunately, have some time.
If we want a pilot study done, we're gonna need them to, you guys would pay for it. So I don't know if that's where you're going, if you have that conversation or.
Well, I think it's important we know what the pilot would be.
Yeah.
If we went down this path, and I'm not arguing for or against going down the path. I'd like to know what the numbers would be in that context so we can see them. So that would be my recommendation. I think it's important to have both, you know, Anne Marie made a good point, and I understand it. You make a good point. I'd like to see what the numbers reflect.
We have Camoin do it.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll get you guys coordinated with everything.
Right. Yeah.
I think makes sense in that step.
Yeah.
It gives a better understanding.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Some sort of public hearing.
Front page of Newsday.
Do you want to accept the application and?
There's no reason.
there?
No reason not to accept the application.
Sure.
Somebody will,
I'll move that.
for a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Anne Marie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Yep.
Now,
Thank
is
you.
the, is your colleague the person to contact with regard to chasing down
Yes,
more?
yes. I
Okay.
mean, luckily, they're all in now, so I think we got them all in by March, those final units, or April, I'm sorry, April. So their leases aren't up yet, but yes, Lisa, I'll give you my card and.
Okay.
You can circulate.
Yeah,
Make the, make
Yeah, I'll
it.
make it.
Yeah, I appreciate the
Great.
assistance.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
It is
Yep.
not, it's not simple.
No, I think, no, it's not simple.
It's not simple.
But it is,
I'd rather be out
It is
there. than I'm there.
and if
All
it
right,
takes
thank you.
long.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take care, Peter.
They work with us, we work with them, see if they can
Yeah.
get.
Like the small,
Thank you.
some
Take care.
small commercial spaces that aren't simple either, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be here now.
No, not- Whatever.
One of the problems of finding people at 80% of median, at 80% of median is. Where is it? Oh, it's 118,000 a year for a family of three.
Yeah.
They don't know that there are programs that
correct.
help them.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
It doesn't occur to them
That's correct.
that they can
Yeah.
find help
That's correct.
But that's the
So
problem.
they don't get on the list to begin with.
to begin with, because they don't think they could do it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
I don't have anything else. Our
Okay.
next meeting is scheduled for December 3rd. We're having scheduled for like 3 PM. So, we'll-
Going into.
Dinner to follow,
yeah.
Getting a follow, okay.
3 o'clock on the third.
In that case, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.